Rich Harden today came back trying to regain the winning ways after losing and ending his 6-game winning streak last Sunday in Toronto, and he had good stuff, and he pitched well. The Indians did manage to raise his pitch count as the afternoon went on, mostly by means of fouling off a lot of pitches, and Harden was fighting from behind from the very outset as the Indians played little ball in the first inning to get the edge on the Athletics. When Coco Crisp opened with a solid single to center, he stole second and went to third on Damian Miller's throwing error, which ended his lengthy string of games and chances without an error. Matt Lawton was the third man up in the inning after Vizquel struck out, but by now, here was Crisp over at third base. The A's, knowing that it might be a tight ball game, played the infield in. Sometimes it'll backfire on you, even though you make a good pitch. 2-1 to Lawton. And a little fisted looper over Scudero into right field for a base hit. And so sometimes you lose when you bring the infield in, and there was the perfect case at point. It landed right at the edge of the outfield brass. Just fought off the fist. Lawton gets the Indians in the scoring column 1-0 and drives in his 67th run of the year. Harden came on then to induce Victor Martinez, one of the big power bats in the order, to hit into a double play, and that kept the damage to 1. The A's started their frustrations in the very bottom of the first inning when Kotsay opened the game from the A's standpoint with a double. Burns popped out. Chavez flied deep to left, and Kotsay tagged up and went to third, but Hatterberg flied out. C.C. Sabathia was firing BBs down in the mid-90s, 95, 94, much of the afternoon, mixing in the changeup, the occasional breaking pitch. The A's didn't get another chance until the third inning. Then a pair of walks put runners at first and second with 1 out. But Burns fouled out on a changeup, and Chavez flied out to right field. Sabathia walked 2 more in the fourth inning. They came after a 1-out single by Miller. Durazo took a 4-pitch walk, but Crosby struck out. Swisher walked on 4 pitches, but Scudero flied out to left field. And again, the A's could not find a way to get on the board. In the meantime, Harden had to work in the third inning, still with that 1-0 deficit, and it looked like Jody Garrett, with 1 out in the inning, might create another scoring opportunity for the Indians, but good defense cut that off.
1-0 Tribe, 1 out, nobody on, top of the third, on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. And again, 3-2, line drive, right center, base hit, and that'll go through and go to the wall. Garrett turning at first, going to second as Burns plays it back. Garrett is rounding second, going to third. The throw by Scudero, the dive, and the tag, and he's out at third. 9-4-5 on the play at third on Jody Garrett.
And later in the fifth inning, a walk to Hafner, the first given up by Harden, gave the Indians a foot in the door, but he threw a double play ball to Casey Blake. Then he walked Broussard, and Belliard really ripped into one, but an excellent play by Kotsay, racing back, pulled it down in the angle in center field, and once again the Indians came up with nothing. And in the sixth inning, with the 2 out, Omar Vizquel singled, and with Lawton at the plate, Vizquel, of course, who's had a great stolen base record over the years, tried to steal his way into scoring position. There goes Vizquel. There's the pitch, the throw. He is out by 20. Perfect throw by Damian Miller. The tag applied by Crosby, and the attempt to move the runner into scoring position turned back. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 1-0 Cleveland. And we were still in the 1-0 mode as both pitchers were pitching well, but getting up around the 100-pitch mark. 102 for Harden through 6, 97 for C.C. Sabathia through 6. In the top of the seventh, suddenly things blew up against Harden. Lawton single to right. Martinez followed with a single through the same spot with runners at first and second. The bullpen was active at the time. A left-hander and a right-hander throwing, Rincon and Messier. Travis Hafner was the hitter, one of the big run producers on the ball club with 103. And finally, he was faced by Harden, who threw ball 1 and then the next.
And now the 1-0 pitch to Travis Hafner is swung on and ripped the right way back. Burns is just going to watch, and that's a 3-run home run, almost to the sweeps in right field off the bat of Travis Hafner. And the Indians have broken it open. 4-0 Cleveland.
Messier came on then, struck out Blake, gave up a hit to Broussard, got Belliard on a foul fly on an excellent play by Burns down in the right field bullpen. And with Jody Garrett coming up, a left-handed batter, the call went to Ricardo Rincon. And Rincon fouled him out to end the inning. Still, the A's came up in the bottom of the seventh. At this point, had not been able to produce a big hit in any of their opportunities. They'd left 7 runners through the first 6 innings. Swisher was first up, and he touched things off with a single to left field after walking the first 2 times up today. Marco Scudero followed with a single through the left side hole. Runners at first and second. Kotze, though, flied out to right field, and they had to hold their bases. Eric Burns worked deep into the count and drew ball 4. Suddenly the A's had the bases loaded, and Eric Chavez at the plate.
And with the bases jammed, the 0-1 pitch is a chopper off the plate towards second, sharp by Belliard. Underhand flip to first just in time as Swisher scores. The A's are on the board, but that's the second out.
And by this time, the A's were 0 for 9, a tooth-grinding situation with runners in scoring position. And it was up to Scott Hatterberg if the A's were to get any closer.
And here's the pitch with Martinez setting up away, and it's swung out, ripped down the first baseline, a base hit in the corner, and that'll score 2 runs. Scudero scores, and Burns right behind him to score on a shot down the right field line for a 2-base hit by Hatterberg, and it's now a 1-run game. 4-3 Cleveland.
And it couldn't have come at any better time because Hatterberg himself had struggled through the homestand and was 2 for 19 on the stand at the time he took that at bat and drove in the 2 runs. The bullpen call went out at this point for Rafael Betancourt to face Damian Miller and try to keep the lead. He did. Miller popped up on the first pitch of the inning, leaving the A's a run short. Rincon had to work carefully through an 8th inning in which Coco Crisp singled to start the inning. Later, he stole second base and was at second with 2 out when Martinez, with 102 RBIs in the season, eventually popped out to short, and Rincon had done the job that would eventually bring him his first win of the year. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Bob Howery, the hard-throwing right-hander, was in. He struck out Durazo, who went down swinging, or went down on strikes for the 3rd time today. Then Crosby was up, got to a 2-0 count.
And here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's swung out, ripped left field in the corner, and we're going to have a tie ball game. If it's fair, and we're tied. Bobby Crosby got into a hitter's count against Bob Howery and drills his 19th home run. A high drive down the left field line, about 15 feet fair. On a 2-0 pitch, it's A's 4, Cleveland 4.
I think for those first 6.5 innings, the crowd had been as frustrated as the A's had been. Suddenly they were energized by that 3-run 7th, and then Crosby really brought them to life with his club to left field for the game-tying home run. Nick Swisher now stepped in. Swisher, of course, playing his first homestand as a member of the Athletics, and he had been in 7 games before today, and this one was memorable.
They've tied it up, and now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Ripped to right, way back. Back on it, Garrett at the track, looking up, gone, and the A's have taken the lead. Nick Swisher with his 2nd Major League home run. Back-to-back here in the 8th inning. The kids, Crosby and Swisher, and it's 5-4 Athletics.
And then it was time for Dotel in the 9th inning, and no memories of what happened back on July 9th in Cleveland when he gave up 3 in the 9th inning, and the A's saw a 4-2 lead dwindle into a 5-4 loss. He was right after him today. Hafner popped to short. Blake was a strikeout victim on a 3-2 pitch, and Ben Broussard was the last man left standing for the Indians. And a swing and a looper off the fist, going back, Chavez leaps and makes the catch on the outfield grass, and the A's have come back from an afternoon of frustration to break the 5-game losing streak and beat the Indians, setting up a rubber game against the Tribe. Dotel gets 3 quick outs in the 9th inning. The final score, Athletics 5, Indians 4. And a couple of notes with the 2 home runs. Another $200 will be donated by the Plumbers and Steam Fitters, Local 342, to Camp Okaizu, a summer camp for cancer-stricken children and their families. So far, donations from Local 342 this season now have reached a total of $19,200. And with the caught stealing of Omar Vizquel, Bay Alarm is donating another $100 to the A's Community Fund, which brings the season donation total up to $4,100. Bay Alarm and the A's Community Fund teaming up to make a difference. And also time to